Cranbourne Audio Carnaby HE2, an honest gear review. Now, I've had this for maybe, what we had it for, about 6 months now, and I still love it as much as the day I got it. It's a really good, I was gonna say EQ, and a lot of people call it an EQ, and it does look like an EQ, feels like an EQ. However, it is more like a three-band, multi-band saturation box. What it's basically doing is you've got 3 bands. You've got low, mid, and high. Those 3 bands, you can add saturation, right? You can add it really, really well. Mid side in it as well, which is really good because you can get some really sweet harmonics out of the sides. That's always really good. I find my general use case for it is I have it in mastering, I have it further down the chain towards the end. And what this allows me to do is I get to the end of the chain, I get to very much to the end of the chain after the compression, after EQ, the master is pretty much done, minus the limiting and all the stuff that we're doing at the end of the chain. What this is doing is it's adding clarity to the top end, very much doing that. It's adding information in that wasn't already there with harmonics. Very, very good. One thing I will say is the low end you have to be careful with. You can introduce some kind of unpleasant low end if you're going too much. Now, if you're using it in the mix, basses, fire it through basses, you can get a lovely tone out of basses. I like to use it mainly in the mix over snares. I can get such a great sound out of snares. It's like, have you ever had a snare that's just a bit too weak, a bit too kind of soft, a bit too flimsy? It doesn't sound like it has that real meat to it. That's what this is great for. You can add this really warm kind of low end to it. You can add this really thick low mids to it. Really good for that. And then obviously high end to get that snare to crack. That's what I find it really good for in the mix. You can use it on anything. Vocals sounds great on, always sounds good on vocals, sounds brilliant on strings, pads, anything that has width. Stick it in mid side and open up the sides. Because what you're doing with it is it's not like an EQ where you're going, right, what do I need to enhance? What do I need to bring out? Do I need to bring out the top end? Do I need to bring out the low end? Do I need to bring out the mid? It's not like an EQ. It's more a case of you're adding additional information, harmonic information into whatever source you're running into it. And yeah, it isn't like an EQ, and it shouldn't be considered an EQ. And a lot of people do consider it an EQ. And when I'm asked a lot, what do I think about it? Everybody always refers to it. Oh, what do you think about the Carnaby EQ? Is it any good? It's like if you take away and kind of take yourself away from the fact that it's an EQ. If you're buying it for the fact that you want an EQ, you've bought the wrong EQ. Because it's not an EQ, and you're not going to get what you want out of it if you're thinking of it as an EQ. The one thing to mention is, like, what's good about it is it never feels like if you're increasing, let's say you increase the mids by 3-4 dB, for instance, you don't feel like there's 3-4 dB gain increase. You're feeling like you're broadening the kind of what information is in that frequency range rather than you're bringing that up. That's what I like about it, and that's why I have it further down the chain when mastering, because what we're doing is we're just enhancing certain areas of the mix and bringing things out, but not necessarily bringing them up in volume. So you're not unbalancing the mix. If you've got to add some more high frequencies, or you feel the master is slightly dull, you can bring out that high frequency, but you're not bringing the volume up at the high frequency. That's what's really nice about it. So yeah, I get asked on a regular basis whether I still love the Carnaby HE2 as much as when I bought it. It's still in here. Where is it? It's down there. So I still love it as much as the day that I bought it. The one good thing about the HE2, and the one good thing about digitally recallable gear is it's the gift that keeps on giving. So there's often firmware updates for it. There's often software updates for it, and each update kind of they're able to, where they're giving you a firmware and software update, they're able to add additional features. So it is gonna be that gift that keeps on giving. That's what I love about all digitally recallable gear, is every now and then an update comes out and you've got something extra with your piece of equipment. Whereas the majority of analog gear is, that's it, and it's never going to change. So that's one thing that's been really good with it. Now, the honest gear review of the software would be that the software works really well. It does work well. However, you do have to keep an eye on the connection. And now this is as of September the 20th. Obviously, there'll be updates to the software and the connection will get better. I find that 9 out of 10 times the connection is perfect, and you'll not have to check it, and it will load up exactly as it does. 1 time out of 10, you'll find that it'll be disconnected and it won't have recalled the settings, but all you do is just go into the software, click the button at the top and reconnect it. So it's not as solid at the moment as of September the 20th, 2024. It's not as solid as the West Audio gear. But then here's the thing. This is a new company in the digital realm. So in the digitally recordable realm, this is a new company. This is the first product. So there are going to be some teething issues with regards to software and that connection between hardware and software. West Audio have been around for donkey's years. Better Maker as well, been around for donkey's years. So these companies have already ironed out all of that. So it's something that will become 100% stable, but at the moment it's 90% stable, which is good. You just have to every now and then just make sure you check that the software is connecting, and it's very visible. You'll see there's a green light on the front of the unit that you'll see whether the software and hardware are connected, and if you see that it's not, all you've got to do is go in and connect it. Also, as well, as of September the 20th, 2024, we still don't have AAX support for Pro Tools. However, the way I have got around it is I use Blue Cat Patchworks. I load the VST because it is just basically a wrapper. So what you're doing is you're opening it as a VST from within Pro Tools, and it still works perfectly fine. The AAX version, I'm told, is coming sometime soon, but it all comes down to basically the company, and when you're developing software for any for Pro Tools and AAX, there's a lot of hoops to jump through, which, you know, are taking a little bit longer than I presume Cranbourne Audio would have hoped. They would have probably hoped to have got AAX out already, but as of today, I don't think there is a version. I haven't seen it on their website, and usually I would get some sort of beta testing on it before it's released to confirm it's, you know, connecting perfectly well. So I haven't seen anything, so I don't think there is any AAX support right now. But like I say, you can use Patchworks, Blue Cat Patchworks, to connect it via VST. Other doors, obviously, that run VST or AU can just connect it using the plugin. Yeah, so that's my honest opinion on the Cranbourne Audio Carnaby HE2. Very, very good unit, and very, very much worth the money, in my opinion. And that's why I've got a few of them here at the studios, because they are very good. I love them.